Would you eat your shoe if that didn't happen?
Would I eat my shoe? You know what?
Hi, I'm Dogs. This is Chinman. He's a sweat at CHIMPS freeplay. He did arguably one of the most impressive runs in freeplay history, getting to around 500 in CHIMPS with barely any help. He had an idea for a specific strategy, which I'll get into later. Recently, Mehalics joined the freeplay scene and wanted some records for videos. I was the first victim of this, with my primary only record being taken. I got it back though, video on that at some point I think. Anyways, he wanted the CHIMPS World Record as well. He ended up getting it, then a few weeks later, Chin got it back. I asked Chin if I could interview him after he finished his run. That's what this is. Enjoy the Chin interview. First of all, just like the context setting for the video. Who are you?
Doing well. I mean, tired. I want to go to sleep, but
Fair.
the time's done. But
Yeah.
chilling. Glad to be done with the run.
Yeah.
'Cause
It's
I've been grinding this thing for I think I did close to 100 hours. Or over 100 in the past 2 weeks, so
it's been a very
it's
long
been
time
wake
coming.
up, BTD, sleep, repeat.
I went back to try and find where it all kind of started, and the first DM to me you asked about the seed stuff was 13th of April this year. The first mention of Ninjagon TSG that I found was the 12th of March 2024. So this has been a very long time coming.
Yeah, so I think when I finished, so March of 24 was when I was still doing my 500 run. So I finished that I think in August or September of 24. So I think Peter and I were discussing if it was possible to go for that, because I think at that point, that's when the update came out, when they said that Ninjagon had perma Grand Sabo. So I think that's when we started talking about TSG and Ninjagon.
Yeah, for sure it was around then, yeah. One other quick question for context setting, I guess a couple others. How do you have so much free time to do all of this? Because I don't understand.
Yeah, so, I mean, right now, so I graduated from university last year, and then, so, I'm in the military right now, and then, so at the beginning stages, for my path at least, there's a lot of schooling, so, there's so I finished schooling, when did I finish? I finished, June of 25, so, and then I had another school the past 2 months, but it was not very rigorous. So basically from June until now I had a lot of free time. So that's why I decided to go super hard and trying to do all this stuff. And that's when I reached out to you about all the seed searching and stuff was when I just finished up the schooling earlier this year. And then I'm just about to go do some more rigorous schooling starting this week for another 6 months. So I wanted to get the run done between those two time frames.
You mentioned the previous round 500 run, just for the video. You mind explaining that a bit more?
Let's see if I can remember. So yeah, I mean this was back in V40 or something, so I think I finished that run in 42. But the OGs and Mackin's Discord was we were working on at that point not pushing, because Mackin already finished his run to 452. So we were trying to get Adora to work during the temple bug era.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Mackin was, he alluded to it in his video too.
Optimized, and there is even an effort to make Adora a valid hero for CHIMPS mode late game.
I think.
Yeah.
He mentioned stuff about us trying to get Adora to work. but then the whole temple bug got removed. I have always used, because I've been doing Chimps free play for a long time now. I'll send you the exact date when I'll send that to you tomorrow. But cool. And maybe I'll see if I can find a screenshot as well. But I've always used ninjas. I think it was me and Peter. We were doing runs. I think we were the only ones doing ninja runs at that point. And then I think, so we were trying to get TSG to work, and then Peter did his just normal temple run, and he got to, I think, 432 or something.
Yeah.
And then
I think I actually have Peter's run on freeplay database, so be able to check that.
Yeah, so he went with
432,
no
I'm pretty sure it was.
Or no TSG, and then I was getting TSG to work, and then so I pushed past the Mackin's record, and I got to some other number, I forget, but then I don't know, I couldn't beat that round, and then I revisited it like a couple months later, and then I was able to beat the round somehow, and then I just kept pushing, and then I got to 500. So yeah, not too sure what changed, but something changed.
How much help did you actually have figuring out all the stuff for it, like the flowchart and everything?
For the 500 run?
Yeah.
How much help did I have? Not much. I think it was literally just like me and Peter. I think JWHTIO, he was also helping out a little bit. But I think it was mainly just me and Peter just doing stuff. I think there were a few other people who were like popping in here and there. Like, I don't know if you remember Joe Sonobi.
No, I don't. I think I came into Mackincourt a little bit after that. So yeah.
Yeah. So Joe Sonobi was a guy. I think. Yeah, he said something about caltrops. So, but yeah, I think it was mainly just like me and Peter. We didn't have as many active people then, I don't think.
What was the strategy for seed searching back in the day?
Yeah, so what we did just we did like a standard temple. Like basically the same temple, first temple that Mackin got in his videos, like 50k magic, I think. And then what we did was we just had the same defense every single time, and then we ran it to 163, if I recall correctly. And then we documented the money that we got, and then we would reset if it was good or if it was bad. The seeds that we were doing were like 100k, or like, so I think what was in the bank, or what we made from 141 to 163 was like just over 100k.
Yeah.
So those were back in those days. Those were the good seeds. Like 103 to I think 113 was my max. I maybe got a 117. I can't remember. Just one of those numbers. That's how we did seed searching. Oh shit! My cat's just running around.
But surely Chinman can't reveal.
No. No cat reveal.
Fair. What actually draws you to Chimps free play so much? So like easy.
What drew me to Chimps? I don't know. That's a good question. I'd have to go way back to find out why. But I think it was mainly just like seeing videos from like mass maves and stuff like that. Just like going into Chimps and getting like around 300 or whatever. And at that time, I think it was a pretty big, or not. I don't know if it was big, but it was decently popular to try to get to around 300 chimps in challenge editor. So I know a few YouTubers are doing that, or at least people that I was watching were trying to do that. But for chimps, I don't know. It was just like the idea of optimization, I think, has always been something that I enjoyed doing. So it's like an easy, like even if you just place down a tower, like you can just sell it if you like, whatever. But in chimps, like you can't sell anything. So like you either have to do weird chinooking strats, like if you want to sell something, or you just have to plan super far in advance.
Yeah.
And that's just a lot more fun to me, or it's more fun than easy in that sense.
Yeah. Got a couple questions about like the new world record that you got, along with a bunch of quotes from Mehalics, which are going to be in the video as well. So firstly, what made you want to push the world record further?
So I was just gonna leave the 500, and then I know in the Discord people are saying like with all the power creep, like what would a new record look like? And then earlier this year of 25, Mehalics was wanted to do a free play run. So he was doing that, and then he beat my record of 500 and got 505.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I was like, because I kind of wanted my record back, so I was like I could do, like he did it on spot bits, and like I probably could have done a logs run with like the current stuff, and then probably gone further than 505. But I don't know, it just seemed very lackluster. It's just like doing the same strat and just getting a larger number.
But come on, is mindlessly repeating the same task for hundreds of hours really what's
freeplayer
all about? Okay, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, and then like the only way to like massively improve that would be getting Ninjagon for permanent Grand Sabo uptime. The idea that there could be like this other solution thing that could push the record even further is what made me want to push this record and then do this strat specifically, than rinse and repeating like a ninja strat or something just to beat the number by a few more rounds.
Yeah, fair. And it's 100% paid off. Like, yeah.
Yeah. It was, how many rounds is it? 16 rounds, I think?
Yeah.
After 16 rounds.
For sure, 16 extra rounds.
Which is pretty insane.
Yeah.
Post 500.
When we were seed searching for a little bit, you seemed like a bit unsure if it would even work out in the end. Like, what kept you going, and like, what kept you from getting burnt out? Like, you were doing a lot per day.
What kept me from... I think the fact that like one of the first seeds I tried was very close to working on its own. So it was like, all right, this isn't the most optimal seed, and it's pretty close. So it's like, it has to be possible. So like that has to be possible. So
yeah,
that's sort of just like what kept me pushing. And it's like so close. It's like, and then it's also again like the sunk cost fallacy. It's like, you're so close, you already put in so much time and effort. It's like,
yeah,
all right, might as well just grind a few more seeds or look at a few other seeds and see what works, what doesn't work, and just keep trying. So
yeah. I found it quite funny, like screenshot of just 4 messages in Mehalics. I was sorting by like Ninjagon, and it was like on the 6th you were saying Ninjagon not possible. Then 3 messages after that contained Ninjagon, but Ninjagon TSG has to be possible.
yeah, that time, because during that time it was just a bunch of testing. It's like, but yeah, it was a lot of ups and downs of like, this seed works, this seed doesn't work, and then whatever the seed, let's say it does work for money's sake, because maybe a different seed worked, but I didn't have enough money, or worked in terms of defense, I didn't die.
Yeah.
But I reached a X round and I didn't have enough money to purchase Ninjagon. Then I'll try a different seed. Okay, cool, now I can defend and now I have money, but now I don't have good rounds afterwards, so I die. So it was a lot of ups and downs. It's like, all right, this doesn't work. All right, this one does work. Oh, but this one has its own issue, so it doesn't work. So it's like, it's very hard to test things in Bloons, especially free play, just because there's so many variables going on, and like the only way really to test is to do a run.
Yeah.
And then like the 131 hours of straight gameplay for this run wasn't even accounting for the test run I did prior to see if it was even possible. So
For the viewers, TM, what was the strategy itself?
So the strategy is version hopping, because in prior to V45, freeplay had, you can probably explain this better. Freeplay calculated the rounds differently, where you would quote unquote make more money at the cost of having harder rounds. And there was a lot more variance in the amount of money and the types of rounds that were sent. So I think like the greatest difference was like 500 or 600,000 between like the highest cash you could make from round 141 to 300 versus the lowest cash.
It was something ridiculous.
So it was
like
a much larger variation than post V45 or V45 and above, where the variation is a lot smaller. I think like maybe like 100 or 200,000, 150, something like that. So it's basically starting pre V45 in order to maximize the amount of cash when the scaling hasn't caught up. So I played in V44 up until round 310, and then I swapped over to 48. So the strat is basically regrow farm for some extra cash, rush temples to maximize the amount of discounts you save the most money, and then go for Ninjagon first in V48, because in V48 Meg was very strong, so you could rely on Meg to hard carry a lot lot of the defense. It wasn't bugged. It was an official game version for like multiple months.
Yeah, it's like pre-nerf Meg, not like bug Meg. Just for context for viewers.
It was just strong, but it was an official game version. So yeah, it was using Meg to as a big part of the defense. And the reason we had to go for Ninjagon first is because one, Ultra Boost stacks. Because if we got Ninjagon second, so I got TSG like 380-ish, I think. So if you just swap the two, I would have barely finished ultra boosting all my ninjas or all my Bloonjitsus by like round 520, because I had like 140 of them. And then at that point, like you're starting way too late in ultra boosting that you won't have the defense. So we had to go for Ninjagon first. So you can continually build defense as being ninjas. It was Ninjagon first, then you got a small shinobi or a small ninja army with Meg to defend all the way up until you get TSG. And then because Ninjagon has global range sticky bomb, I had to do my TSG transition over, I think, 3 rounds. I have to go back and check, but I think it was over 3 rounds. Where I had good stall RNG and then good fortified bad RNG in a sandwich round. So I was able to get the transition done. So the reason why it's so hard is because you need to Chinook all your towers outside of the range of your main temple, upgrade it to True Sun God, and then Chinook them all back into the range in order to defend. And then after that, it was, I think, pretty smooth sailing all the way up until the 500s. So it's basically just buying more ninjas, ultra boosting, saving up for Spec Paragon.
Next question. In total, how many people do you reckon helped with this one? Because I noticed a lot of people in Mackencord, opening those Big Fuck as well, me and a couple others.
So obviously the people that jump out are you for helping with the seed stuff, and then I think the next biggest contribution would probably be Mehalic and Big Fucker with the triple temples start, I think other than that, or also I think big fucker with the TSG transition about buying multiple Chinooks and sacking them to the TSG, just have more Chinooks as well. Because I did double Chinook twice. So the first Chinook was pre-TSG, so I had 2 Chinooks, and then post-TSG I bought a Chinook on the water that was frozen, and then in order to sell it, I moved the ice to sell that Chinook. So yeah, it was some crazy shit. But yeah, I think besides those 2, I don't really think no other names come out, but like a bunch of people were along in the journey in the Discord. So
what made you originally think of version swapping? Because like I remember you saying something about like it being just after the changes had happened, and like like what made you think of going back to an old version, then like updating to newer?
Yeah, so I think I was made aware of Mehalic going for a record, I think in 48 by Jack. I think he was saying he was going for a record. And so at that point, I was like, all right, let me look into this. And then I tried going for a V48 Meg into Ninjagon. And I think, so like me and VLip, I think were working on that kind of run. So he was trying to go for TSG. And then because it's the same cost for Ninjagon as TSG, I was trying to get Ninjagon to work. And I afforded it, but I couldn't survive longer. The only other option was to go into an older version where you made more money. So, because I remember at that point we were looking into seeds for the current version of balloons, and then I was looking at the cash, and it's like the max was like for 141 to 300, because that was our standard. Whatever, that was just the standard that we looked at. I think the max I saw, it was like 796,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I remembered when I was doing testing for my 500 run, that my seed then I made like 1.1 million or something, or 1 point something million, over 1 million. So it's like I knew I was missing out on at least like 200,000. And then I also didn't regrow farm, so that's like another 76,000. So there's a lot of cash just sitting there that was up for grabs. So that's how I was like, all right, if I'm gonna get this to work, then maybe version swapping will be able to do it, because like in the current version, it just won't happen.
Yeah, I still find with like I just had a quick look at the seed repository for the best cache and worst cache for 141 to 500, and with what you were saying with how in V44 and below, like the difference, like the range was like, it had a difference of like 500,000 cash. Currently in V49, or in V50, the range from 141 to 500 is about 200,000, a little bit less than that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty insane.
Yeah, so it's a big variation.
Yeah. How many attempts do you have to do to get this final run, including like testing ones?
What do you mean by attempts?
Like, how many individual runs do you have to do?
I think, all right, let me see. I think I did 1, 2, 3, 4 runs. Then I did my test run, which was my 5th run, and then I did this run, which is my 6th run. The first couple runs were all other seeds, of course, in version 44, going to round 300s about to see how I would survive. So I think I did 2 of those. They didn't work. Then I tried going for TSG first in 44, and then I got the earliest TSG in CHIMPS as well. I think it was 267, around 267. I don't know, that's just something interesting. That's in the Discord as well. But we tried doing that TSG Ninja Gon, but defense wasn't there, and then I would have lost a bunch of defense because of sacking the ninjas and the Ultra Boost. So that run didn't work. And then we tried another run to around 300s, and then that's when I was gonna give up, and it didn't work because it didn't work. But then I was testing this seed, and then it did work. So then I went all the way up to the Ninja Gon transition, saw that it would work, stopped there because at that point it's like a moot point to keep going. And then I started this run, so 6 total, including this current one.
Alright. That's quite a lot of fun.
Yeah, like I said before, it's very hard to do testing in balloons without doing a full run. So also right now, Jack and Big Fucker are talking about doing like a Brickle run in Chips on Spa, and then like he has this insane whatever Spa pit set up for like round 500 plus that doesn't work. But like you can't just build like a final setup because like there's so many checkpoints from round 6 all the way up to round 500 that you have to meet, and you don't know if you're going to meet them until you actually play through them. So it's like I literally that's why I did my test run, because up to TSG, because I know post TSG transition like defense is going to be super easy at that point. So I wasn't too worried about how the 400s were going to play out, and I would just like whatever, if something came up, like I would fix it there. But like all the other like nitty gritty stuff up until the THG transition, like you have to play it out, otherwise you're not actually like, you don't actually know what's going to happen, because like I don't know, one random RNG round could just fuck you over and you wouldn't know, but you're already planning for XYZ in like the round 400s. It's like, all right, well that's useless because round 267 is like, I don't know, 10F bad or something.
I had one question about like this one, which you already kind of answered before. For sure, you said about like, was it 130 hours that you spent on like the run?
Yeah, I mean that was just quickly checking my footage. I don't know how accurate it is. I just selected all the footage I had and then pressed properties details, and it said 131 hours. I don't know if that's accurate, but
yeah. So how many hours do you have in balloons actually?
I think on the game, I think I have 3,300 or 3,400, but I play a lot. I played a lot offline. I don't know if that counts. And then I played a lot of older versions. I don't know if that counts either. But yeah, a lot of hours. I think I started doing Ninja Gon TSG like in the 2700s, maybe even earlier.
Okay.
So in total, this run has taken like a long ass fucking time.
Yeah, fair. Alright, got.
I was trying to go on to Steam to see how many hours I've played since like when I started, but like they don't track that, or I couldn't find a way to track it. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure it only tracked like the last 2 weeks and then total time. I've got 2 questions on like Mehalic and with all of this, just because like thought it'd be interesting. First one, like, it seems to be a very neutral like, focus party on your run. You've got to have an opinion on like Mehalic's run and like how he reacted to your run. First of all, like, what do you think of Mehalic's like short-lived world record? With it like on Spa Pits and kinda being different-ish with like Spakagon, but like also being a similar kind of strat with like a bunch of ninjas and TSG?
yeah, I mean, like, I think his run was great, like, but I think honestly, it's like, that's just this chimp strat, I guess, right? It's like, it's just get a bunch of ninjas, get TSG, and then just get to 500. And I think Spa is a good map for that, just due to the overlaps and how the map or how the track is laid out. It doesn't have a lot of harsh edges like logs.
Yeah.
So a lot of the pierce from Seeking Shurikens is used completely. which is very good. So Spa is a very good map. So Spa is very good, and yeah, so it was great that Mehalic tried a different map that wasn't just logs and just doing the same thing and rinse and repeat. So he probably would have gotten like the same result on logs as well, but the fact that it was on a new map was pretty cool as well. Yeah.
And second off, the final Mehalic question: what are your opinions on like the controversy with version swapping? Like Mehalic was really against it. A couple of others were too. Like a couple of others were against it, like Jackalip and one other, I think, but nowhere near as much. And they were fine to consider it like as legit because the majority ruled it was allowed. So, like, yeah, what are your views on all that?
Yeah, I mean, in my eyes, version swapping, like obviously this, like my run is like obviously it's a set seed and use version hopping. So it's like I don't know, like if you categorize it as a legit run or whatnot, but like in my eyes, it's a possible seed that you can get in balloons, and then I'm using official game versions, and the whole point of this anyways was to push the limits of Chimps free play to see what like the furthest possible round you could get to. So like sure it's a record, but it was mostly I'd say it's mostly like a science project almost of just trying to push the most optimal and furthest you can get in Chimps free play. And in my mind, like I can see people like saying how version swapping gives you a bunch of cash, and it's like, I mean, but there's ups and downs, right? Because like the free cash comes with harder rounds, but harder rounds are scaled less because those quote-unquote harder rounds have less scaling because it's earlier in the run. So it's like, yeah, like I could see points from all over, but like personally, like it's not bug abusing. The only bug that it does abuse is regrow farming, which like everyone is doing in their runs now.
Yeah.
So it's like either you outlaw all of that, but it's also like regrow farming's also been in the game since version 1. So it's like, is it a bug or is it a feature at this point?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, like in general, like I don't think there needs to be a reason to like exclude a run versus or not excluding a run or categorizing a run in a certain category or it's just pixels on a screen. So
yeah, with the official like categorizing of it, I would think of like making like, you know how with the temple bug runs on the freeplay database, how they have the little icon next to it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of having something like that, like version switching, just because like I understand kind of where it's coming from, where it's like if like it's different enough where it's like they feel kind of like different categories, but with what you're also saying with it feeling kind of like a science experiment, yeah, I need to figure out all that out. But yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, there's absolutely no one else who's going to do another version. I promise you, there's no one, no one's going to do that. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who's ever done it and who will do it or will have ever done it. Yeah, I mean, like in terms of the free play database, it might be worth just noting in each run like what they use. Like use regrow farming, use whatever, or use QOL mods or something, or like use regrow farming, use version hopping, use whatever.
Yeah,
like,
QOL mods are already in the free play database at the moment. Do you think more strategies could come up that will beat this? Like not including new additions, like new paragons?
I can't really speak too much to that. Like I know, so like currently I know people are trying to get Brickle boats to work on spa pits.
Yeah.
I think they're still working on trying to get True Sun God and trying to survive after that. And I know some people are also trying to get Etienne to work with TSG as well.
Yeah.
Just because Etienne gives the range buff.
Yeah, Etienne is interesting as like a hero for it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there are a few strats people are trying to try out. Do I think they're going to push this number? I don't think so. Like, you'll see in the pop counts, like, I know Azili's pops gets inflated a bit from like the ZOMG insights and stuff like that. But my Azili had 47 billion pops, I think. And then my Ninja Paragon had like 24, and then I also had Grand Sabo for the +2 damage on Shinobis, and I think that had like 5 or 6 billion. So like without Ninjagon, I don't think, like, I mean, I'm pretty surprised Mehalic pushed 5 rounds further, because the round 500 scaling goes pretty hard.
Yeah. Because he also did have an extra Paragon though. He had like the Stackagon, which wasn't in your original 500 run.
Yeah, that's true as well. But yeah, I don't see it pushing too much further, because at this point, at least currently, with how the rounds go, you'll end up having rounds where you'll use Grand Sabo at the beginning. You'll Sabo some of them, some F-Bads, and then your middle section F-Bads will be not Saboed, but you'll get a round that's long enough where you can get Grand Sabo up again and use it and catch the tail end.
Yeah.
So it makes microing very annoying and hard to do, where you either have to pop the middle bads or you have to leak them to Legend of the Night and then pop the bads afterwards, which may or may not be easy depending on the seed and the spacing. So I think maybe a few more 500 runs are possible, but I don't think anyone's gonna get further than like 510, if even.
Yeah. One of the things you mentioned with like the Brickle stuff, I guess that kind of answers that. The original question was like, Jacob and Big Fucker seem convinced that Brickle could be the future of chimps. What do you think about like water-based strategies, including like DPS on temples in chimps? It's like normally temples are for just support, but they seem to be, from what I can gather, it looks like they're going for just pure DPS ones.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really speak to that too much because, again, I'm just a Chimps free play player, and all I use are ninjas and Azili with Stall and Legend of the Night. So, like, I know in the easy free play people, like, there's not a big divide, but there are like a bunch of categories, like people going straight for Adore Temple DPS or hybrid DPS versus hybrid Stall versus no hybrid, just ninja Stall. So, and like, I don't have too much experience with that, so I can't really speak too much of how DPS performs comparatively to Stall. But considering the fact that Steel has beat Mackin's record of powered free play without any powers, and he's using a very suboptimal setup with Stall, it leads me to believe that I don't think DPS is going to work too well in Chimps. Also, considering that because Chimps is hard difficulty, you have the extra, is it 20 or 25%? I think it's 20.
I think it might be 20% speed.
Yeah, and increase 5%. Or I think it is 25.
Something like that.
Either way, there's a pretty big chunk of extra speed, which...
And also in easy you have like Monkey Lodge, like Big Balloon Sabotage as well, which you don't have for Chimps.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I did take Jack's Spa Pits Sandbox Saver and tried it out at round 519, and like, it was, I think I was cycling abilities wrong and stuff like that, but I was being very generous with like Homeland and the overclocks and stuff like that. I was like, I had permanent uptime on those and Grand Sabo, just because whatever, it's Sandbox, and Sandbox is annoying. But yeah, I don't think it popped a single FBAD, so yeah.
Also, there's one other thing from before, which when you're saying that you don't think that any other one's going to be being it anytime soon, would you be willing to bet something like, would you eat your shoe if that didn't happen?
Would I eat my shoe? You know what? Just because, yes, I would eat my own shoe.
Okay.
We'll keep the trend going. We'll keep it going.
Yeah, and not like a mac and steak shoe.
Did he even eat a shoe? He said, at the beginning he was gonna eat a shoe, and then he was gonna eat a cake shoe, but then I don't think he even ate anything, did he?
I think he ended up eating like a steak or something.
Oh, that's right, he did eat a steak. That's not even close to a shoe.
Yeah.
Mac can eat a shoe lore. Do people know about that?
I think a lot of OGs do. I don't know whether many newer people do.
And it became the whole theme of the Discord as well.
Yeah.
What a guy.
And final question, just to wrap this all up. Do you reckon you'll be back for more runs in the future? Like after World Reserve break, of course.
In Chimps, probably not. Unless they release something or change something. Like I know the Bomb Paragon's coming out soon.
Yeah.
If that has some crazy random friggin' ability or something that is worth looking at, I might pull back up my run and go to a earlier save that I have and try going for that. See if anything is different. But honestly, I don't I feel like Ninjagon TSG it's been my goal and I've reached it, and I don't think there's much that's gonna push it further.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, it might be fun. Like I was contemplating doing like a Brickle Boats run as well, just because it's sort of it's fun, it's something new, but I don't have the time for that.
Alright. Well, thank you for doing this interview with me.
Yep.
I was expecting this to take like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes max. This has been nearly an hour.
Yeah, have fun editing this.
Yeah. Alright, well, thank you.
Yeah. Yep. Coming for your easy record in like 3 years.
Yeah. Alright. Good luck doing a lot of Chinook micro. That is painful.
Yeah. Well, I still have some free time before I start school again. So I was thinking of maybe doing like a easy max cash run just to see how much money if I could beat Steel at all.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. All right.
Well, have a good one.
You as well. Take care.
Yeah. See ya.